All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Coffee Q&A. I'm Jay, your host. We're here Monday through Friday, well, most Monday through Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern. Coffee, questions, thoughts, theories, critiques, and commentary, or whatever we want to talk about. How's it going? Hope you're all doing. It's a wonderful Friday, October 11th. All right. So today, we're doing another episode of the Cano. Cano means we're just trying different drinks to see, will it work well with coffee? So that's kind of what we're doing today. Keone, aloha to you. Mom, Brian, good morning to you as well. Dylan, good to see you as well. How's everything going? Hope you guys are doing well. So today we're going to be using something that I picked up from the local Japanese market. Well, there's no real local Japanese market where I live. But this is called the Tomomasu. Tomomasu. It is a carbonated beverages. And you know what, to be honest with you, I was like looking at this, I was like, oh, that looks good. But this is a mango flavored drink that from Japan, made in Japan, as you can see here, where does it say that? It says it somewhere here. Oh yeah, product of Japan. Contains a bioengineered food ingredient. Well, at least they're telling us that. That's a good thing. So what do we have here? We have water, high fructose corn syrup, corn, potato, sweet potato, carbon dioxide, citric acid, artificial flavor. So it tastes like coconut? Or maybe there's coconut in the artificial flavor. I'm not sure. But anyway, and I've actually never had this drink on its own. So it's a whole new day of exploration for us today. Mako, good morning to you as well. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying different approaches. Now, one of the things we've had issues with on this show is with carbonated beverage, there's a lot of foaminess. And that foaminess, with the foaming reaction with the espresso, doesn't really look that good. Like it doesn't look appealing. I don't think it looks appealing. So one of our viewers, John, has always been like, he's been making comments in the replays. He's like, try icing the espresso. Put it like chill, and I keep thinking he's chilling the espresso. And I'm trying to avoid pulling the espresso on ice. So finally, on one of the latest comments, he was pretty much like, dude, you need to put it on ice. I was like, all right, we will try that. So we're going to try that today and see how that works, if that makes it better or worse. Oh, turn this camera on. We've got our coffee set up over here. Whoops. Why is that not running it? There we go. And I just got to make sure I fill up the hopper with some more espresso. Just got some more coffee in, so we got to do some roasting soon. All right, so we've got, it looks a little messy because I was pulling some shots earlier today. So I went, after doing my morning errands, I stopped by the local bakery, grabbed a donut, okay, maybe 3, and came back and I was like, I'm gonna have a coffee. And then I thought, what, the espresso machine is running, let me make an Americano. So that's what I did, made an Americano. Now let us get as you can see here, the basket is, of course, a little bit dirty. Want to make sure that's going to be clean. So we're going to purge the group head a little bit, but also use it to rinse out our portafilter and then put it back in just snug enough so it doesn't fly out. But that's, again, just to let the water that's inside the portafilter drip out, right? Mom says, what kind of donuts did you... Okay, so... There's a local bakery here called Simon's, and they're very old school. And I do like their product. There's all these new bakeries that are very much like craft fancy bakeries. This is not that. This guy, Mr. Simon, he started the bakery. I think his father started it many years ago. And I think Mr. Simon was like 92 when he passed away a couple of years ago. But he was very old school Baltimore. So very yeasted donuts. So I got a yeasted chocolate frosted, right, raised, and then I got one of those crullers, the French crullers, the ones that have that crinkly thing. Basically, they're making like a pâté choux, and then I don't really actually know how they mold those, but they make a choux-style dough, so you get this really nice light puffiness, and then they deep fry it, glazed. I really love those. Actually, I love all kinds of donuts. I love those, the choux-based donuts. I like the raised donuts. I like blueberry cake donuts. I like the regular glazed raised. What else? Powdered donuts. Like you get the little Hostess powdered donuts. Good Lord. Do not bring a bag. Do not bring a bag to a gathering. And Marcus says, Mom asked the important, those are the important questions, because what is coffee all by itself without the donuts, right? It gives meaning to each other. Right? Coffee is beautiful by itself, sure, but when you have it with a nice item to pair it with, it gives meaning. It's like, for me, rice, okay? Steamed rice. Now, I know some people may think this is crazy. Some of my own very good close friends think I'm crazy. But to me, a meal without rice is like missing something. Like, I remember when I would go to like steakhouses. I actually don't like to go to steakhouses because they don't have rice. Maybe if they have rice pilaf, okay, I'll do that because at least there's something. Which is what was great about living in Hawaii, because in Hawaii you can get like rice at the steakhouse. They're totally unabashed about that. Now, if you go to other parts, like you go to the Philippines and you go to like a Western style steakhouse, like my friend owns a place called Albert's, or his name is Albert, right? So Albert's Steakhouse, you go there. I don't think you can get rice there. I think that's only, no, they have to have rice because I can order rice from the cigar bar. So maybe I'm wrong. But a lot of times you go to places and they don't have rice. And so here's my theory. My theory is this, that rice, while everyone's like, oh, plain rice is just boring. Actually, it's not. It's super there's so many layers to rice. Like, especially when you go to like the rice lands of different countries and you try the different rices that they have, it's like, oh, there is a big difference, right? But like the steak, let's take the steak, right? Steak is delicious. When it's made right, it's beautiful. It's the rice that frames it and gives it context. That's my whole thing. I'm like, so when you have the coffee is beautiful, but you want to have something to go with it to give it that context. This is my theory. These are my theories. Marcus says pastry plus coffee is heavy. Absolutely, absolutely. Even if it's like kind of like maybe even sketchy pastry is, well, actually, no, that's not true. That's not true because this whole journey this past year that we've been on to do this new store, right? This new shop. My original idea was to do $5 coffee pastry because, we're in this time where we've had mass inflation and people are feeling the pinch. I was thinking, why don't we deliver something that's $5 coffee and pastry? And I broke it down into, I could do a coffee for $3 and I could deliver really, really high quality brewed coffee for $3. And then I just need a pastry to make the $2 price point, right? So that you thought three and two makes your $5. So I went to all these bakeries like earlier in the year and I was buying samples and tasting, eating a lot of pastry, like a lot of donuts, a lot of everything. And I found some bakeries that were in the price range that I needed to be like, 50 cents. And they were fine. Right? Like Costco level pastry, like Costco level muffins, right? Then one day I'm driving through Baltimore City and there's this coffee shop I see that I haven't seen before and didn't even know about it. Ethiopian owned, Ethiopian focused coffee shop, meaning that they roast their own coffee from Ethiopia. They serve the Ethiopian coffee. They brew it. So I saw, what's this place? Let me go check it out. So I went in, ordered a cup of their Ethiopian natural, like for yogurt chefe or something like that. Really nicely done. I mean, it's fairly easy to deliver nice quality coffee. And they had blueberry muffin, which is one of my favorites, right? Blueberry muffin from a place like Costco or Sam's Club, one of those two. They're kind of the same. I think I do have to say maybe Sam's Club's a little bit better than Costco. And this was exactly the pairing experience that I was planning on giving, right? This Costco level pastry, nice quality coffee. And I sat there and I was drinking and reading and doing what I was doing, But there was a lack of congruency, right? It just wasn't that complimentary. Like, here was the coffee, here was the pastry, right? Maybe if I was serving the Folgers kind of coffee, maybe that's better. Maybe that would be more congruent. And not that the pastry was bad, not that the muffin was bad. The muffin just wasn't as good as it could be. And it was that moment that I sat there eating this muffin and coffee. And rewind back a little bit, right? I was talking to It's John PK, my good friend of mine who owns Cafe de Bola in Salt Lake City, like super hardcore guy. I've been telling him about my like thoughts on this pricing thing over the time, and he was always like, dude, stop doing that. What are you doing? Don't waste your time doing those kind of things. You will not be happy. And I was like, no, I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry, it'll be fine. And he's like, no, man, you're going to figure it out, but you're going to have to charge more and get better quality. And I was like, no, I think it'll be fine. So as I sat there eating this, reflecting on it, I was like, I cannot. It's too out of balance. Right? Here's the coffee. Here's the pastry. It needs to be commensurate. Otherwise, the experience for the guest, and I was the guest in this situation, it has to make sense. And this level of coffee and this level of pastry doesn't make sense. So I learned the hard way. And then after that, I was like, okay, we're just going to have to abandon this plan of like trying to stay at a price point. Here'll be the $3 coffee. Whatever the cost of the pastry that I actually like, from the bakery that I actually would like to work with, that's just going to have to be the cost. And that's kind of where we ended up. And that's where we're heading to at the moment. Mom says that my family eats rice with every meal. Almost, yeah. You got to have rice. Now, I don't always eat rice with like burgers. And I'm saying I don't always eat rice with burgers because there's sometimes I do. Sometimes you just have to, like I've had rice with like pizza. Like, I don't know, a couple times I'm sitting around eating this cold pizza or leftover pizza. I'm like, we need some rice with this, mother, right? Kenny says, rice steak, only way to go. Yeah, man, you know it. Like, that's what I like about, what's that steakhouse in Ala Moana? The really fancy one. It's Morton's. I remember the one time I went to Morton's, can we get rice? Yeah, right on. I was like, right on, okay, that's what we need. Peter says to Cano, okay, I guess he's saying we need to like stop our vala'au here. How much would you need to charge for a good coffee and pastry combo UB So, I think we can deliver a nice brewed coffee for $3. And the pastry itself is going to depend on the bakery we go with. So I've been focusing on a couple of different bakers to do different products, but they're definitely not on the lower end of the scale. So at least probably somewhere in the $4 to $5 range. So you're talking about maybe somewhere between $6 to $8, or maybe $7 to $8 for coffee and pastry. I think our value proposition will be that it's very high quality. It'll be great quality, both coffee and pastry, and very quick service. So you can just come get pastry and go quickly without having to wait too long. I think that's going to be our value proposition. Keone says hot molokai bread with strawberry jam and that sounds great. Although I've never had molokai bread, is it like the Punlu Bakery sweet bread? At least I don't remember. Oh, Peter says good Cano. How good is it? I thought you're like pushing it. What are you doing? Stop talking. Okay, so let's stop talking. What if we're going to have to brew the coffee? Because John's always like, hey, man, you need to put it on ice. So we're going to put this on ice. How are we going to do this? What I really need to get is one of those strainers, those bar strainers. I probably should have bought one. I saw them at Williams-Sonoma. They're really fancy at Williams-Sonoma, like pretty. Okay, first of all, let's get our Tomomasu, and let's do a little tasting of the Tomomasu to see what it's like, because I've never had this. So this is it, Tomomasu, Japan. There's coconut in it, even though it's mango, so I guess they use a little bit of coconut with the mango. I should do it this way so it's very picturesque. Oh, gosh, that's actually hard. Oh, there we go. Oh, gosh. It's kind of hard to open it for a moment there. Mom says, talk more. I like it when you talk so you stay long. All right, we'll talk more. All right, there it is. A little shot of that. Tadakimasu. Clean, crisp, good, nice mango. Kind of like a nice, what is the mango? That Manila Gold style mango, that's the kind of flavor. Even though it has this kind of Mexican mango color to it, like this reddish and orange. It has more of the flavor of a riper Manila-style mango. The really yellow ones that you get that come from Southeast Asia, those style, that's really what this has a flavor of. Actually, that's really nice. Gosh, I wish I wasn't trying to cut down that sugar because I would like to go back to these kind of sodas. All right, now I probably should have grabbed a one of those little teeny tiny, what do you call it? Strainers. Put some. So this might be the way to do it. If you try this out, get a little strainer, little basket strainer. Put some ice in it, and then use that to pull the shot through it to chill it. Because John says that we're getting this foaminess because we have too much, or I guess because the temperature differential. So if we chill the espresso, like we're doing the, what's that called? What's that ball one called? The one that's being marketed by Sasa. Is it Sasa that's marketing that? Anyway, if we do that, then that should be better. All right, so let's get our coffee prepared. Okay, well, now we got it. Now that's all drip dried. We just got to make sure it's all clean and dry on the inside. So make sure it's nice and clean. And then let us grind. When we were younger in the business, and these type of grinders were like the way to go. Like I remember baristas. There's a spring in here, right? There's a spring that allows it to go back. You could take that spring out, and then you could go faster, right? You could. I can't go as fast because I'm out of practice. But okay, so we've got our coffee here. You can see the mound is fairly consistent, but it feels lower here. So I'm gonna push it over. Just move it around. Now, this is a fairly large mound, so I'm going to get rid of a little bit of it. There we go. That should be good. Again, just making sure that we're even. Oh, that was not good. White countertops are the worst. Okay, so here's our basket. Looks fairly good. Okay, now before we do that, we must prepare our ice. What are we going to pull it into? We're going to use, that's tight. We're going to use this little dosing cup that I have here. I picked this up in Japan from I think I got it from Tokyo Hands. I was going to use this little Malkonig one, but the problem with the Malkonig one is that it's a little bit tight to fit, right? It'll fit, it'll work, but you got to be really close up on it where I can set this one down, right, and have some drop, and it should still hit it. All right, let's get some ice now. So I'm going to put this much ice in it. John will comment later that I'm doing it wrong, I'm sure. Okay, so now time to pour, but let's catch up a little bit. Darren says, no coconut taste. No, I didn't really perceive any coconut taste. Well, let me double check because you know what? We should be very thorough in our scientific approach. I mean, perhaps there's a little bit of coconut mixed in it, but it's not it does have a very much of a mango character, like that ripe Manila mango character. Fiona says, no, Molokai Bakery makes regular bread, but uses an old school recipe, so it's like homemade bread. Oh, nice. A little denser with a little sweetness and a firm but not hard crust. I'm sad to say that I have not, outside of flying one time to Maui, and we stopped off to drop off passengers in Molokai, in Konakakai, I have never been to Molokai. I'm very sad about that. I'm very sad. Now I hear it's very difficult to get there. And Peter says, instead of milk and coffee, how about yogurt Cano? Oh, yogurt. You mean like the Yoplait, like the hard yogurt? Yeah, we can do that. Chill balls. Thank you. Yeah, chill balls. I like that. I like that even better. All right, let's go to it. flush again just to make sure that it's clean and no sputtering. So, because this is a heat exchange machine, and as you probably are aware, because the cold water line runs through the boiler that's at steam pressure, which is about 240 to 250 degrees. When the flow stops, the water that's inside the tank will equalize to that temperature. So as long as you keep rolling fairly regularly, that prevents that from happening. But after it's just for a while, that will be an issue. So let's put this in. Oh, it's tight. It's tight. And then now we're going to drop this underneath and pull the shots directly into it. Come on, baby. Oh, we're going a little slow. Okay, there we go. And it's finally coming out. Sorry, you can't really see that. I need to find a better way. We need to have like an action cam here. Okay. Okay. Oh, a little bit flowing. Okay. Now we've got our shot chilling. There you go, John. This is for you. This is for you. This is for you. Okay. Oops. Wrong way. Oh yeah, we're gonna go here. We're going there. There it is. Okay. Now we've got that shot done. Let's get our glass. Oh, darn it. I left my phone in my car. How am I going to take our beauty images? Okay, I'm going to put that much. Then we need to hold back our flow. What can I use here? Whatever. This will be, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in so we get a little bit tighter. I'm just going to do this. Okay, that did not work. All right, John, that did not work. Although the thing that I had been complaining about was the ugliness of the foam that was formed by pulling the espresso directly on top. Now, this is not as ugly. Capri or Capri? I've always wanted to, let me know, 1 or 2. Capri is 1, Capri is 2. Or maybe 3. So, because it's hard to say. I've always wanted to visit Japan. I totally suggest that you go as soon as you possibly can. I prefer the winter time than summer. I know a lot of people like summertime. Summertime has really great things to do. Like there's a lot of festivals that happen in the summer, a lot of things outside. So that's really good. But of course, one of the downsides of going in the summertime, especially now in modern times, is that it's summer the rest of the world. So tourists are coming in droves. And if you want to go to the touristy spots, man, it's packed. Like when I was there last year, and evidently the tourism this year was worse than last year. And last year was one of the busiest I'd ever seen it. Of course, I don't normally go there in the summer, but I was there at the very beginning of June. And I went down to Tsukiji Market, the Tsukiji Outer Market, because I wanted to visit a place called Kisamako. This little kisaten that's on the second floor, really hidden, kind of hard to find. But there's a video about it. You can check it out. I even said the video, man, it's just too crowded. It was too crowded. I just wanted to get the hell out of there. Okay, so here is our drink. It does still have this. It's better color because we're not using it straight out of the machine, so the color has dissipated. Capri. Okay. If that sounds right, then I will be okay. But that looks better. I think I would not be too hesitant to put this into my mouth. Now we do have a nice separation, right? You can see that. Can you see that separation? I think the separation looks fairly nice. But this method of doing it has resulted in a huge head of foam. What we might want to do is to add more and just overflow it. I'm going to add the entirety of the espresso now, which leads us to this concoction. Oh, sorry. You can see there's just a little bit here that is still clear, so it's floating on top. And now we have a little bit of a foamy head. That's kind of interesting looking. Does that look terrible? All right, let me wipe this down. We're making a mess. All right, let's try it. One more look here. One more look here. Like Cape Pray. Okay, good, very good. Okay, gotcha. I just want to make sure I get it right, Kenny says you can actually buy Molokai bread on Oahu now, but nothing beats the old school way of buying it in Kaunakakai, 2 a.m. in the morning, walking up to a window. Oh, dude. I would love to do that. I need to go do that. I need to go visit Molokai. Interesting. That's fun. The espresso's darker and heavier and just kind of like brooding. And then you get a little bit of that, what do you call it? The mango, and it's kind of like fun and happy. But here's the thing. So like, this is nice. But I think one of the really enjoyable aspects of the previous Canos we've done, by pulling the hot espresso on top of it, and even getting that ugly foam, is that as you're drinking, like here I'm getting a combination, right, of the espresso and the mango soda, but it's all cold. It's all very even temperatured. When we do it the other way, with the other ones before, you're getting that juxtaposition of hot and cold at the same time, and that, to me, is a really interesting dynamic. This is good, but not as compelling as the other way, meaning with the hot and cold. And unfortunately, we didn't really reduce the amount of foam by chilling it. I think we improved the quality looking of it, meaning that it wasn't as brown, so it got the color was more dissipated, right? The crema became colored. The crema color was dissipated, so. Oh, Yakult Cano. Oh, damn it. That should be good. But can you buy Yakult in large? Because Yakult comes in those little ones, right? Can you buy them in larger sizes? I don't know. I'm going to look for that. It's good. It's okay. It's not compelling. I think the other, and not necessarily because of the hot-cold juxtaposition, but I think flavor-wise, I think the other ones are better, or some of the other ones. I'm going to have to look through my notes. I'll have to look through my notes, meaning the Instagram photos that we posted. All right. What else is there to tell you? Any questions, thoughts before the weekend? I'm going to be taking my nephew up to York, PA this weekend. There's a big thing called the White Rose Gaming Room, and so at the York County Fairgrounds in York, Pennsylvania. Once a year, this group comes together. It happens today and tomorrow. You pay $15 to get in, and you can stay there the whole day. And these people bring their pinball machines, their arcade games, and it's just a free-for-all. Like, you just can go ballistic on these like pinball machines and arcade games. So like, like last time, I'm just playing and playing. It's really quite fun. It's a great way to spend a day. Peter says, no, we want to have a small. Peter says, no, we want to have a small Yakult with a single shot of espresso. A single shot, that'll make it difficult. Devlin says, I saw 500 milliliters of Yakult. Whoa. Turns out it was just a regular bottle shape. Oh, I was going to say, whoa, that's a lot. 500 mils is a lot to drink of Yakult. Less is best. All right. Okay. I'm with you. Next time I hit the Asian market, I'll get some Yakult. Kione says, nice. Be off to KL next weekend. Ooh, nice. And Tokyo. Oh, gosh. I'm very, very envious. But definitely go see that girl, Trisha Chan. What's the name of her place? I follow her on, we're friends on Instagram, but Tracia, Tracia Chan is her last name. Tracia Chan. I'm really interested to see what she's like. I see her Instagram. She was one of my judges when I was in KL, but I didn't get a chance to visit her place. I know I've said this before, but I would love to hear about her, the experience that she's here. So if you have the time, If not, no big deal. No big deal. And then what else? Oh, in Tokyo. Oh, Tokyo is such a good place. Do you know where you're staying in Tokyo? Convention, I would presume at the big site, maybe? I don't know. Anyway. What else is on the mind about coffee? I don't know. I got a call from one of my wholesale clients. They're like, we're running out of coffee again. God, you're running out of coffee again? I really have to scale up production again. I've enjoyed this last 2 years of just kind of chill production. And now it's, we need to scale more. So I have to call the warehouse. Well, send me more bags. We have to get at it. Peter's going to KL in December. Excellent. Definitely good. You should check out Tricia, or we'll wait for what Keone has to say about it, and then you can make that decision. But I'll look up, before you guys go, I'll try to remember. I'm going to look up this. There's Tricia and this other woman that I met who was a judge. She has a shop as well. And I was when she was telling me about what she does, I was pretty intrigued. Unfortunately, I was only in KL for 4 days. So it was really difficult to catch everything I wanted to see. I would love to go back and explore more. By Chiba, flying into, okay. Oh, in Chiba, okay, that's not bad. Haneda, I've been flying to Haneda the last couple of years. I kind of enjoy it. The free monorail to go to the Hamamatsu show station from the airport is nice. I mean, I always enjoyed going to Narita because, they've got the Narita Express is very nice to take back and forth. It does take an hour. Although, you take the monorail from Haneda, it's faster, but it's not like you're only there in 5 minutes. But what I do miss flying out of Haneda instead of Narita is that I like the shopping at the Narita, mall. They have a traveler's company, the one that makes the little notebooks. For many years, I would go to fly out in Narita. Every time I was flying out, I'd walk by their store and I'd look at their little notebooks and their little trinkets and their stickers. And I was like, it's so cute. I would like to get one. And I didn't finally get into it until when I was there last time, and I went to the Tokyo Hands, and I was like, I'm going to try it out, right? Because I heard people talk about it. I bought some of the stickers over the years, but that was it. But then I was like, let's try it out. And then I made a case for it. But I didn't actually start to use the notebook until maybe a few weeks ago, because I was like, finally I was like, I need to but I realized that having this small notebook with me, I can just jot down stuff at wherever I am, and I don't have to bring my main notebook. I don't know. Interesting. Kenny says, I actually flew into the old Haneda airport a while back. Oh, wow. It was right by the city close to Amayoko. Oh, I didn't know that. So what else do we have planned for coming up? I'm still trying to figure out this whole thing with these non-alcoholic beverages. I just haven't even had the time to really sit down and play with them. But I picked up the last time I was at the bottle store, $85 I was like, oh my God, $85. These aren't even alcohol. Good Lord. But I got this Bear Zero Proof bourbon, it's the whiskey style thing. And I was thinking that maybe I could use, how we did the infusions into the rums? Oh, we'll have to try that soon. But I was thinking, can I infuse the coffee into this as well and get something serviceable? And then I have this thing called Fleur. But this is supposed to be a rum substitute. So I'm trying to look up recipes that people are using for both of these, just to get some ideas that we can try. Maybe to use it with full coffee, or maybe again with the cascara. I don't know. What do you guys think? If you have any ideas about how to use these kind of things, I would be interested to hear what you think. But I'm curious. I'm curious about this kind of stuff because, as we get closer to opening our new place, then I would like to maybe incorporate something of these into some of the service that we have. So there's that. What else are we thinking about here? Oh, I hear something. I've been thinking of. I'm planning on shooting a video. Maybe I'll try to do it this weekend or something. But I wanted to shoot a video for the main channel. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is something called Alpine Start. It's called there. So I got this at REI, and I got a mug. It was on sale. This little outdoor mug, outside with pride mug. I'm presuming that means it has something to do with LGBTQ, which is great. And I don't know if you guys have ever had this. This is supposed to be something that's designed for camping. So easy way. It's instant coffee. Maybe I'll hate on it. But 100% Arabica instant. I don't know if it's going to be good, but I thought it might make for a fun video about camping in the wintertime. So there's that. What else do I have here that might be interesting? Another thing that I'm going to be tasting, there's this coffee. A buddy of mine knows this guy that is doing some fundraising. I still have to do all the research on it, but I was going to do it. He said I would tell him I'd do a tasting of it. So there's this company here called Curious Mind. This is their dark humor, medium to dark roast. So it's going to be kind of maybe dark. But I think he's working on something where they're trying to do fundraising for a good cause. I don't remember the cause. I have to look it up, but we'll probably talk about that at some point. And what else we have? We have maybe we'll do a tasting of this at some point, but there's this Lavazza. Did we do this already? I don't think we did this already. There's a Lavazza Gran Filtro. I don't know how that's going to taste, but since we've done Folgers, can't get much worse than that. Peter says, to Keone, try Curate Coffee in KL. Oh, I wonder if Curate's owned by that woman that I was saying. That sounds familiar. And Peter, that's a regular haunt? Yeah, if this is the same place, when I was there last year, she was very pregnant, like she was about to give birth. Ethnically Chinese woman. Very nice. Her and her husband, young. But what she told me, it seemed like it might be, if that's the same person. I can't remember her name. Ling is her name? I'm going to have to look it up. All right. I'm going to remember that. Curate Coffee as well. All right, well, I got to go run and make coffee deliveries now. And then go visit my Festool dealer this afternoon. That's all I'm doing is obsessing about Festool. Even I was actually going to go to a Festool event on Saturday, but I already told my nephew that I was going to take him to the pinball event. I was trying to push him to let's go after school today on Friday, so I can go to this Festool. But he was like, I want to enter the tournament because there's a tournament, a pinball tournament on Saturday. It's only on Saturday. It doesn't happen on Friday. I was like, oh. Because next weekend, the Festool event comes to my local dealer, but I'm going to the Renaissance Festival. So I was like, never will I get to play with these tools. All right, Mom, you too. Peter, good to see all of you guys. Keone, Capre, good to see you. Maku, always good to see you guys. So hope you have a great weekend. Back again on Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time with more Coffee Q&A. So hope you guys have a great one and see you then.